It would be very nice to travel to Washington, D.C. and see the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, but in the interest of time, we will take a quicker, virtual trip to the wall through a simulation provided in Second Life. If you have visited the wall before, this should feel familiar and recognizable. If you have not, this virtual visit will help you get a feel for what a trip to the memorial is like. The memorial is placed between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument on the north side of the reflecting pool that connects those two iconic monuments in Washington, D.C., on what is called the Mall. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial stands just over 10 feet high at its highest point, which is still below grade, making the memorial visible only to those who come to visit it, and blending in with the landscape for the casual passerby. No one passes by this memorial casually, though. It draws each visitor into the center point of a V to read, reflect, and honor those whose names who are listed for all to read. Like a dark, sharp V slashed into the earth, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial is both harsh and beautiful in the way that its smooth black granite reflects the visitors and the scenery of Washington, D.C. around them. Picked from over 1,400 design entries, this winning entry fit all four main criteria for the memorial: to be reflective and contemplative in character, to harmonize with its surroundings, to contain the names of those who had died in the conflict or who were still missing, and to make no political statement about the war. Maya Ying Lin, an Ohio-born girl, was born to Chinese parents who came to America to escape China. She was a Yale undergraduate student at the time she designed the entry that is now what we see in Washington, D.C., as the memorial dedicated not to the Vietnam War, but to our military who served in the war, both living and dead. There are 58,261 names listed on the wall, with about 1,200 of those listed as missing or prisoners of war. The names are listed chronologically by the date of casualty, injury, or date reported missing. Within a single date, the names are listed alphabetically. The first and last names are in the apex of the memorial, the center of the V. The first casualty is listed from the year 1957, and the last names are from 1975. A diamond symbol appears next to a name of someone confirmed to be dead. A plus sign accompanies a name of someone believed to be missing. If the person is later found to be dead, the plus is converted into a diamond. If the person is discovered to have returned alive, the plus sign will be enrobed with a circle. There are still no circles engraved on the wall. On the west wall, the symbols precede the names. On the east wall, they follow the names. There are also 1,700 dots inscribed into the stone to mark every 10 lines as an aid to find a particular line, which is especially helpful on the larger of the 140 panels. Visitors come all day long to the memorial, many leaving flowers and flags. There are many who come bearing a different kind of gift, something more personal. Each day, the Park Service collects hundreds of pictures and letters left at the wall, preserving many of them as part of their maintenance of the wall. Many of the cards and letters are filled with words of love and sorrow. There are others that teach us something else about the veterans of the war, something of those who lived and whose names are not on the wall. For example, on a day, you might read a letter from a fellow soldier, explaining why it took him many years to come to the wall and find his friend's name. In that letter, he talked at length about the guilt he felt at being the one who survived, the guilt of living that kept him from coming to face the death of his friends once again. There are stories of courage, loss, and love that are left there each day. That is perhaps the greatest power of any memorial, the interaction it has with the living as we honor the dead. Among the dead and missing listed on the wall, there are women who served, all volunteers, as no women were drafted during this war. There are no civilian names listed on the wall.